Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to imagine that we have a big pile of resistors like we have here, or maybe we find a resistor on the floor. There's a resistor sitting on your table, or you're doing a project and you have a couple resistors, and then, well, the number's not printed on those resistors. So the point is, we have these loose resistors. They're not in a bag that's labeled, and we don't know what the resistance of these resistors are. That's a problem. We don't want to just throw them in the garbage or something like that. That would be wasteful. And then again, the number's not printed on there, so that means we have to do something to try and figure out what the resistance is of that resistor. The easiest and quickest way is to just use a multimeter and put a multimeter on each side of the resistor, and then that's going to tell you the ohms. So we'd flip the multimeter to ohms, but let's pretend you don't have a multimeter, so what else would you do? So we actually use the color bands on these resistors to figure out what the resistance is. So we're going to take a look. We're going to practice actually calculating that. So let's look at an example one down here. So first thing, let's look at a resistor. We have 4 different color bands on a resistor. Here's the rules on how you calculate the resistance. You start away from the gold or silver. Notice the gold or silver, there's nothing in these 3 columns on this chart. There's only this 5% and 10%. So the gold and silver only has to do with the tolerance range. It tells us basically how accurate the resistor should be. So we start away from that gold or silver. So that means we should start here. So now if I look, okay, this is brown. So then there's a brown for the first band. Okay, see that means 1. I look at black for the second band. Second band, I go down. Okay, black, that's 0. And then now, so show you back up for a second. So this green one, notice how that goes here for that first band. This blue one here drags down to the second one. Notice how this third band is skipped. We in class, we're only going to be using resistors that have 4 bands. So we're going to skip this column right here. We don't need that. So we deal with this first column, second column. Then we go to this multiplier. Now if we look here, blue. Well, this blue color then would have to be the multiplier. And then we go to the gold is the tolerance. We'll deal with that later. So brown, black, and blue. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about was what would be the resistance of this resistor. I just want you to try that right now. So whatever you did, it's fine. So I want to show you the 100% proper way to do this. So brown is 1. I'm going to type 1. Black is 0. So what I do is, that doesn't mean times 0, that just means it's 0. 1 next to a 0 equals 10. Now 10, I'm going to take that 10 and then I'm going to multiply it times the multiplier, which is blue. 1 million or 1 mega ohm. That's what that means, 1 mega ohm. So I take 10, I'm going to multiply that times our multiplier. So the multiplier is 1 mega ohm. So that would be 1 million. So I take 10, the number 10, because we got that from brown and black. Take that number 10 times our multiplier, which is 1 million or 1 mega ohm. So 10 times 1 mega ohm equals 10 mega ohms. So that is your answer. We just figured out what is the resistance for this resistor. Now it's your turn. Try to calculate the resistance of this resistor using our color band chart and using the proper procedures on how to calculate the resistance. So here's how we do it. We look at that orange band because we're starting away from the tolerance range. We want to start away from the gold or the silver. So we go to the first band that's furthest away from it. Orange is our first band. That means a 3. Okay, so I wrote that down. I'm keeping my information organized. And then now I look at the next one. The second one is blue. Second band is blue, and that's a 6. So now we have 3 and 6, so that's going to be 36 times this band right here, which is red. If you put brown or whatever, I understand, it's just kind of hard to see, but this is red. And that is not a 2. In this instance, it's a multiplier, so it's 100. So 36 times 100 equals 3,600. 3,600 ohms. One more for you to try in this lesson. This time around, you are going to source your own color band chart. They all are the same. It's standard information, but now you're going to have to Google search your own color band chart. And you have to figure out the resistance of this resistor. If it's hard for you to tell the colors, they are orange, white, yellow, and silver. Those are the colors for that one. Figure out the resistance of this one. Good luck. So here's the correct answer for this resistor. Orange equals 3, white equals 9, yellow is a multiplier of 10K, which is the same thing as 10,000. So we take 9, which is 39, times 10,000. That gives us 39,000 ohms. Or we just say 39K ohms, 39 kilo ohms. We can say it like that. So next up, we're going to try determining the tolerance. So in the next lesson, we're going to figure out the tolerance of each of these resistors.